Oh, hi. Just crouching outside my front door, as one does. You might be wondering with this video, though, why wouldn't you want to get a HomeKey lock? Or, on the other hand, maybe you're thinking, why on earth would you ever want to get a HomeKey lock given what Apple just pre-announced? Well, let me explain what I think you should do, but it all starts with a little story.
There's this term thrown around in the tech industry called the Osborne effect. It gets its origins from the Osborne Computer Company pre-announcing their Osborne executive computer early in 1983. And with the new model about to come out, people stopped buying the existing Osborne 1. This arguably led to the company going bankrupt before it could ever ship the Osborne Executive to customers. Today, while there are a whole host of rumor sites and accounts trying to bring you the inside scoop on Apple's next products, the company rarely discusses their future plans or products in public. One notable exception to this is the Worldwide Developer Conference, where Apple unveils a lot of their software roadmap for the next year. At WWDC 2024 in June, Apple announced plans to add software support for a new HomeKey Express mode that will enable your front door to unlock when you just walk near it. This uses ultra-wideband technology that already ships in Apple's iPhones and Apple Watches, but it doesn't yet ship in any smart lock. I'm Eric Welander. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I've been an app developer on Apple platforms since 2011 and building out my smart home here on YouTube since 2018. So if you're into Apple or smart home tech, consider subscribing. Now, if you're an astute Apple customer wanting the latest features, why would you go out and buy a smart lock before this new standard is released? If Apple was making smart locks on their own, I doubt they would discuss these kind of future plans. But Apple doesn't sell smart locks. On the other hand, it depends on third parties to make those locks for Apple HomeKey and future Apple smart lock standards. But if you want to hear my thoughts on why Apple doesn't make smart locks or lots of other smart home products, I have a video linked somewhere here on the screen about that. But let's say Apple did actually just postpone a bunch of this smart lock demand to later on in the future, like next year. Well, most of the smart lock makers I'm aware of do have other products they sell, so they probably would be okay. And for most of them, Apple users are not their only customers. But if you look at it another way, this could mean that all their current lock models are obsolete, at least to us Apple users, which wouldn't be a very nice move from the company they partner with in Cupertino. We could guess any number of reasons why Apple would want to do this, but I think they're trying to influence lock makers' future plans. The organization behind Matter, which is called the CSA, created a new related standard called Aliro. And in the 2023 press release, they mentioned that the standard will include definitions for near-field communication, NFC, Bluetooth Low Energy, and ultra-wideband experiences, as well as asymmetric cryptography and credential data. From my understanding, Aliro locks can include ultra-wideband, but they don't have to. And given that Apple already has a large install base of devices with ultra-wideband chips, it would be in their best interest that the lock makers don't just make NFC and Bluetooth locks, that they actually use ultra-wideband. And by Apple showing their plans this early, it gives lock makers a heads up to ensure that they're going down the same track as Apple. But how fast is this actually going to help us consumers? And that really gets me to the question of, should you buy a smart lock today? If everything Aliro and HomeKey Express mode optimistically runs on schedule, which never happens with any engineering project, I imagine we could see locks with support for the new Matter standard early in 2025 to ship then later in 2025. But keep in mind that this update for HomeKey Express mode is probably tied to locks that also support the CSA's Aliro standard. And the CSA's last 1.0 launch of Matter 1.0 had lots of bugs and issues, and it took months of software updates to sort out. Now it's much more stable, but it led plenty of people I hear from to abandon Matter products. Now, assuming there are bugs with Aliro, we might not see HomeKey Express Mode locks launch until late in 2025 as the software stabilizes. It's unclear when Apple will decide to actually launch that. Either way, a smart lock you buy today probably has at least a year before it's not the latest or greatest technology. And smart locks, I know, are designed to be kept for many years, but, well, I might not opt for the absolute highest end, most expensive smart lock in these circumstances. Buying a tech product that is obsolete a year after you purchase it is pretty standard across most categories of tech. Sure, the new options sound great on paper with this whole walking up to your door and it just unlocks, but tapping your phone or your watch with a HomeKey lock today is great in practice. If you don't upgrade now, it means you're still potentially fussing with physical keys and missing the opportunity of tapping your Apple Watch or your iPhone to unlock your door. As I record this, I don't have any metal keys in my pocket, which is super nice to not have to deal with those old pieces of metal anymore. Now, to some of you, this video might sound very familiar because if you subscribe to my newsletter, you would have gotten this as an email on the last day of June. So if you aren't subscribed to my Smart Home newsletter, where each month on the last day of the month, I explore a new way of how Apple and your smart home are going to change, what are you doing? Go subscribe. There's a link in the description, and you can get analysis like this for free on a monthly basis. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you aren't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you in your next video.